All right, everybody, this will be warning to all politicians. I'm running for president 2024, part 99, I believe. Anyhow, I wanted to go over some things as far as some of the things going on in the country, people's different perspectives of whether they're owed stuff or if they're oppressed, or if their economic conditions and stuff are their own doing. So from a working person, it doesn't matter if you're white or black. You're out here, you're busting your ass, you're paying your taxes, you don't take anything, any kind of social assistance, any of that type of stuff, anything. Then you've got these other people who show no responsibility, no thought, or care for how they live their lives. They go out, they get involved at a young age, make babies they can't take care of, they can barely take care of themselves, can't even take care of themselves, won't go out and get a job. And look here, you people out there, you see these trucks going down the road, every man, woman out here that's in this industry driving puts in 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And you're going to cry to us, you can't get off your dead ass and go out and get a 40-hour-a-week job and take care of yourself? And that's why I don't understand the hatred against Trump. He's trying to make it possible for people to take care of themselves by bringing jobs, good paying jobs, back to the country. You know, you get them corporate raiders like Mitt Romney and assholes like that would go in, tear a company down, sell it off in pieces, move the manufacturing to Mexico or China or somewhere else and everything, screw everybody out of their pensions and everything they worked for. And here you are, you're trying to do it the right way your whole life. You're working, you're taking care of your family, all that kind of stuff, and then some asshole comes in and sells you out down the river. There wasn't no social assistance for you. You lose your home, you lose your pension, you go to try and get help, and you paid into the system, you paid your taxes all those years. You can't go get no help. Sorry, buddy, there ain't no help for you. But this stooge, this reefer head or this meth head over here who get knocked up this girl here and everything, and they can't take care of themselves. He's in and out of jail. She's got a couple babies. She can go get welfare and food stamps and all that kind of stuff. Never go get a job. And I know in my youth, I've known plenty of people. They had money for weed, they had money for beer, they had money for everything under the sun except to go to the grocery store. They needed to go and get welfare and food stamps and everything else. Take advantage of the system. Now, I was raised, nobody owes you nothing. Society doesn't owe you nothing. My mother raised her children. She never collected welfare, nothing like that. My old man never paid child support, nothing. She worked 2 jobs when she had to. She raised her kids. She didn't run around, partying and doing all kinds of stuff and wasting her money and everything like that. She took care of her responsibilities. I mean, I got divorced. I wasn't looking for a divorce, but she did. So she got a divorce. I paid my child support, everything still, even on top of that, because she wouldn't manage money, this and that. As always, though, she can't pay her rent and this and everything. And so the court system, when it comes to divorce, has got to start making these women be responsible for what they do with their child support. Because believe me, I paid more than my fair share. If I had made more money, I wouldn't have had a problem paying even more for my kid. But for what I made, I was paying more than my share. I got no problem taking care of my kid, and that's what I'm going to bring up here. Sorry, we need to make sure that the fathers of these babies, when a child is born and gets its birth certificate, both the parents' thumbprints and their names are going to be on that birth certificate. If you got to do paternity tests, you got to do paternity tests. There's no more of these guys making babies and running off. No more. You know why? Because if the father's name isn't on the birth certificate, Guess what, lady? Guess what, little girl? You're not going to go collect welfare and food stamps. Guess what? Same thing, these migrants and illegals and everything coming in here and living off the dole. Nuh-uh. Not no more. I say we get rid of all the free shit. I say we get rid of all the affirmative action and all that, because apparently it hasn't done no good. I don't see anybody standing up and say, hey, this has really worked and done good. Look what's going on now. The racial divide and all the hatred and everything like that. So apparently this all hasn't worked. People still saying they're oppressed. People still saying there's systemic racism. They can't make it in America. America sucks. America's evil. All this stuff. Well, I guess it hasn't worked then. Let's get rid of all that free shit. Let's get rid of all that free shit, and you either sink or swim. You be responsible for yourself. And a lot of y'all, you should be pointing your economic situation. A lot of y'all need to point the fingers at your parents. Was they doing their weed and their drugs in and out of jail? Was they drinking? What was they spending their money on? Was they looking to the future and looking out for you? Sorry, I just know there's people like that out there, and sometimes you got to point the finger. Was it society that has got you in a life of poverty, or was it your parents, your grandparents? Who's responsible? Are you responsible, or is it the choices you've made? See, people want to live lives with no consequence, everything free. Hey, I should be able to go to the doctor anytime and for anything and all this, and it shouldn't cost me nothing. I don't know how that makes sense to anybody. You know, it's like under Obama, go, hey, you know, your premiums aren't going to go up, your deductibles aren't going to keep your doctor, all this and that and everything like that. Next thing I know, my premiums to cover me and my son went from over $400 a month to over $800 a month. And my deductibles went up. Everything I had to pay out of pocket went up. Everything. Go on the website, try and see if I can. Nope, don't qualify. Then I run into some douche out on the road, tells me, is arguing because I was against that I was racist, because this is when Obama was president. That's your answer for everything. Your answer for everything is, if you don't get it your way, it's because you're racist. It's because America's racist. Screw you and stick it up your ass. We're not playing that game no more. And a lot of this stuff going on right now, you want more white guilt. Well, we're done with the white guilt. You understand? We're done with that. We're done with your bullshit about everything is racist. We're done with your bullshit about everyone's got to have white guilt. Especially, you look at what's going on in the streets. I ain't got what's been going on. I ain't got white guilt no more for nothing. Screw you. And a lot of other people feel the same way now. They're waking up. But you know, you got these talking heads and the so-called experts. The experts, these people you see on CNN and these other programs and who go in these universities and give these lectures, they're getting paid. The only way they make a living is by running around telling you how bad it is. That's it. Maybe if we get rid of all the free shit and everything, and you see if you go out on your own and you strive, that you can succeed. That it's all been a bunch of bullshit you've been believing. But you got to teach responsibility to people when they're children. You know, that they can't go off and hook up when they're teenagers with everybody under the sun making these babies and expect society to take care of them. You can't tell them, hey, yeah, you can smoke weed and play video games or do whatever the hell else you want, you know, and you're still going to achieve something in life. You know, a lot of people, they get the welfare and that, they go to the grocery store, they buy food and they sell it so they can get drugs. You see these assholes ripping off packages, they do it so they can buy drugs. Hey, let's make drugs legal, that'll solve our problems. They still got to pay for them. So follow the chain, follow the progression that the liberals have doled out over the years. What's next? They look to Europe, to where they pay for the drugs for people over there too. Isn't that wonderful? Won't you love to bust your ass? Bust your ass. People living off the dole, getting their drugs, getting everything free, all that and everything like that. And then the economy fails or something, or the corporation you work for goes bankrupt, or some raider like Mitt Romney has come in and stripped it down and everything. You lose everything you got. You're going out on the street corner. You're the one that ends up homeless. And all these motherfuckers who never done nothing to take care of themselves, they're still going to be getting your free shit, and you're going to be told, sorry, buddy. That's fair? That's fair. I don't care what color you are. Look at that. Is that fair? That ain't fair. And here Trump's trying to make the jobs come back, and he's trying to make things fair for everybody. Oh, he's a racist. The people who go around saying that are paid to say that. These douchebags in these universities pushing the socialism and all this and everything so they can hawk a book, or it's because one of their friends have written a book and they're hawking that book. And I don't see how universities let these people get paid by outside sources. You're getting your salary from the university and all your tenure and all your bullshit and everything, and then you still allow them to accept money from outside sources to push fucking agendas instead of educate kids and what, you know. Go to university to learn your physics or this or that or whatever, you know, not to sit and listen to some douche spew his anti-societal and his pro-socialism and or whatever the hell else it is that they're spewing. Sorry, I'm done with all the white guilt. I'm done with all the feeling sorry for people who can't get their shit together and make a living on their own and make bad choices. I'm done with all that. You know, if you're somebody who works for a company in this country and stuff, who didn't suffer through NAFTA and all this, and maybe you're not old enough to know what happened during all that and everything, when all these companies started flocking overseas, cutting jobs here, going south of the border, cutting jobs here. Go back and look at Ross Perot. Anybody remember Ross Perot? He warned us all this shit was going to happen, and y'all laughed at him. Y'all laughed at him with his charts and everything. He said you'll hear the jobs, you'll hear a sucking sound. Took all the jobs everywhere else around the world. And now those, hey, look at global warming. You want to cut greenhouse gases? Oh, but you're all on the United States. You're all on Trump. He left the Paris Accord. China and India and all them countries where all our jobs went. Mexico where our jobs went. Pollute like motherfuckers. They pollute like motherfuckers. Why aren't you down there on their asses? Well, if we want to cut greenhouse gases, and let's see, and they're doing all the manufacturing and they're polluting all, guess what? I guess we got to stop importing all the shit from Mexico and China and India and every place around it. All you polluting countries, we're going to cut you off. The border's closed. We're going to cut you off. All those pollutants you're putting in the air from manufacturing and then transporting them to the ports on your trains and trucks and then putting them on the ships polluting, bringing all that stuff over here, then getting on trucks and trains here. That's a lot of greenhouse gases. That's a lot of we got to cut that out. That's the pollution. That's the pollution. We got to cut that out. But no, you want to let them keep polluting, handcuff American industry and everything, and make people have it hard here and lose their jobs. You know why they tell you that shit? It's because they're being paid by outside sources. They're being paid to go around by outside sources to give these stupid fucking things against Trump, against America and everything like that, so that you will vote for the stupid goddamn Democrat who has no answers for nothing other than we're gonna promise all you people we're gonna give you shit. And it's easy for them to promise because it ain't coming out of their pocket. It's coming out of my pocket and everybody else's pocket. It's like with Obamacare. Tried to tell that douche, and he's always, I knew this woman and she couldn't afford this operation. She got an operation because Obamacare saved her life, blah, 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 and she got it free. No, she didn't get it free, moron. It don't work that way. The insurance company had to pay her premiums, had to pay her medical bills. Guess what? And she wasn't paying no premiums. Guess where they got the extra money from to pay for all these free surgeries? Came from me and other people out here busting our ass and everything, and get told, oh, we make too much money to get put down on that cheap insurance. You motherfuckers are dumb as she got a free operation. You're as dumb as a box of fucking rocks. You know it? You are just as dumb as a box of fucking rocks. There ain't nothing free, moron. You have to fund it somehow. I'm not saying we can't have a better medical system and a system to help people in certain ways. Like I said, you got taxes on cigarettes and booze and all this, and now you got taxes on drugs. Put them into some kind of national assistance program. Not a total free medical program, but just to cover the cost when these dopers and shit like this and these welfare recipients who won't go out and get a job need to go to the doctor. The doctor can look at it and say, hey, I'm gonna file this under this assistance thing. Instead of charging the rest of us up the fucking ass in our insurance premiums. There's ways to do things, but instead of sitting down at the table and people going over, well, what if we do it this way? Nope, here you go. Here's our plan. Don't read it. Cram it down your throat. Here's our plan. There's no other way to do this. That's what we got told by Obama and Pelosi and all those fucking losers and Biden. And Trump's bringing jobs, wants to bring jobs back and make it, he ain't saying, I'm just bringing jobs back for white people. He's bringing back jobs everybody can work. Manufacturing. But he's the bad guy. He's the fucking bad guy, and you're going to turn on CNN, or you're going to see some douche who's on NPR or something, or listen to wrote some fucking book and everything. They got a BA in bullshit, and the only way they can make money is by hawking their fucking stupid shit to anyone who will listen and pay them. They never worked a day in their fucking lives. They never contributed to society. They got their student loans or their grants and this and that, and went to school and got a BA in bullshit, and now, they can't survive in the real world because they don't have any skills other than fucking flapping their gums. So they got to make the rounds and all these shows and the universities and the lectures and stuff, and that's all they do. They got to have something to talk about. It's got to be bad. How can we get Trump? Hey, we'll just call him a racist. Everything on his son. Biden says, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. That's not racist. Can you imagine if Trump or Pence said some shit like that? If you don't vote for us, you're not white. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how unhinged the people on the left would come? But Pence ain't saying that because it ain't about color. It's about everybody. The things... If Trump's creating jobs and cutting taxes and things like this, how is that racist? He's not saying I'm only cutting taxes. I'm only going to cut white people's taxes. I'm only going to give white people jobs. How is it racist? But there's a lot of things that got to change. And maybe it's time for affirmative action and all the free shit to go. Make people aware, hey, you got to take care of yourself. You have got to take care of yourself, and you have got to make strides to achieve yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. The world doesn't owe you squat. All this shit about you're oppressed, and tell me that while you're rolling another one, motherfucker. Tell me that. Tell me that you're oppressed. Tell you what, you see these trucks out here going down the road? They have the refrigerated trucks. They have the units on the front of the trailers, the Thermo Kings. Look up the man who started that company, or one of the men anyway. But he was the inventor in the partnership of starting that company. Became one of the richest his father was white and his mother was black. So if you want to call him African American, black, whatever you want to call him. Became one of the richest men in the country at the time. One of the richest men in the world. Thermo King Corporation. Look up, his last name's Jones, I believe. I think it's Franklin Jones. Look him up. Look at his life. Did he run around crying and telling people how bad he had it? Look at his life. His mother left him when he was little. Then his father abandoned him. He was orphaned. He raised by a priest. And he went in the military. Come out of the military. Got a job doing this and that. Moved to where and he became an inventor. And he held 60 some odd patents. And he helped start, his design started the Thermo King Corporation. A man that he had worked for went into business with him, and they started Thermo King Corporation. And he invented all the and got the patents on all the stuff. He didn't cry about, and he wasn't running around smoking his dope and playing gangster and this. He applied himself. He applied himself, made something of himself. And now look, because he did apply himself and made something of himself, look how many people around the world eat fresh food because of this man's inventions. Look how much better modern life is because of this man's inventions. Oh, but you out there on the extremes, oh no, look, them things contribute greenhouse gases. Get a fucking life. Get a life. That's your problem. You get too much time on your hands. All you tweakers out in the streets, you get too much fucking time on your hands. Maybe you're getting too much public assistance and shit. You got too much time on your hands. Maybe if you had to get up and go to work every day to survive, so you had to fucking eat, you wouldn't be out in the street right now. Well, maybe it's time for all that shit to go, because it doesn't seem like there's ever enough. It's ever enough, and these Democrats just keep running on giving more and more and more. You know, Trump fought the assholes like Romney, who want to take your jobs and ship them overseas and strip down companies and leave people, you know, without their pensions and stuff like this, and the excessive greed on Wall Street. But he's also cut taxes. He's also done criminal justice reform, this and that and everything. You know, but he's a racist. He's a bad guy. You all better get your head out of your asses and wonder why you're carrying water for these people. Who are these people you're carrying water for? Why are they on TV flapping their gums, spewing all this crap that is totally irrelevant? Like that guy trying to equate modern police forces with the posses that were sent after slaves. And Christian Amanpour sitting there shaking her head, and people, nobody calling them on it. Nobody calls anybody on anything. It says, wait a minute. That's bullshit. You're muddying the fucking waters. How are we all supposed to get along and work out things and find solutions to our problems if you have all these motherfuckers running around muddying the waters just to push their own agendas and collect money from people who want to pay them to speak? How are we supposed to find the answers with all these motherfuckers out there muddying the waters? You know, telling everybody, oh, the cops are just hunting down people. They're just hunting down every situation, every single situation. Oh, the cop, we got to defund the cops. We got to do this. When the problem is the drug culture, the gang culture, and people's behavior and their mindset in this country. That's the problem. Millions of people deal with the police every single day and don't have a problem. Millions upon millions of people go through their whole lives and never deal with the police except for maybe a traffic violation. Get through their lives without all the drama, without all the bullshit. But you're out there playing the fool, doing some fucked up shit, and the cops get a call and they have to answer it. They don't go looking for you. They get called because of you. But it's their fault. Somehow it's their fault. They're the ones who need the education. They're the ones who need the better training. No, I say it's about time we start telling people, quit acting like fucking morons and animals and act like respectful human beings. How about that? How about that, motherfuckers? How about that when the officer shows up, you ain't all over him screaming a bunch of shit at him because he's trying to write a fucking ticket? You know, all you people doing this shit on defund the police and all this and all the bullshit you bring up and everything, you know who you're starting to sound like? The moronic sovereign citizens who say they don't have to answer to the police too. Are you all hooked up together? Antifa, sovereign citizens, BLM, are you all because it's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. You don't have to respect or listen to nobody. It's all the same crap. You don't have to be responsible for your own actions. You don't have to live as a law-abiding citizen in an orderly and organized society. You don't have to pull your own weight. Nobody can tell you what the fuck to do. You can go against the norms. Same thing coming from the homosexual community. You know, oh, what's normal? What's normal is tens of thousands of years of human history showing that the union between a man and woman has produced civilization. Think it through. You want to try? Oh, well, it's even proven that there's homosexuality in the animal kingdom. Really? What do you throw up there? Some frog or something? First place, the animal kingdom. I'm sure somebody will throw out some kind of animal who's different, but the majority of animals in wildlife and stuff and everything, guess what? They only have sexual relations when they breed. That's it. When the female comes into her time, then they breed, and that's it. So why on earth would there be homosexuality in the animal kingdom if the sole purpose of them having sex is to breed? It'd be pretty goddamn useless to try and breed with the same sex, wouldn't it? But you want to throw all this crap out there. Oh, and that genetically you were made homosexual. And that's been found to be proven wrong. That there is no homo gene. People learn behavior. People make choices about their behavior. Sometimes if they're influenced in the wrong way, in a bad way, they make the bad choices. But thousands of years of human history dictate what's normal. Having organized civilizations where the union between a man and a woman produces offspring, and they take care of that offspring. And each age of humanity has tried to educate itself better, find solutions and stuff. But one factor through the whole thing has been heterosexual sex and stuff, and has also been people take care of themselves. Through the whole, look at the whole of human history. Every religion teaches for you to take care of yourself. To rely on yourself, your own work, and the providence of God, and asking God for help. Now, I'm not talking like in the Good Samaritan case where somebody's had something tragically gone wrong and we're all supposed to just pass by like the rich man. No. But you got to put things in perspective. You cannot tell people, hey, you can just live any way you want to, and society's going to pick up the tab. That working guy over there, he's going to pay more taxes so that you don't have to get a fucking job. So you can make babies you can't take care of. We'll have him feed your babies. We'll have that working man feed your babies. Because the lowlife that you fucked around and got hooked up with, who was doing drugs and shit and in gangs and stuff, he done left you. He don't give a fuck. You need to start teaching these girls to be responsible. Instead of telling them, oh, they got it so bad because they're oppressed. Screw you and your bullshit oppression. People oppress themselves by the choices they make. Has there been wrong in America? Hey, I say all the time, go back to 50s and 60s, find those civil rights cases, find those things where African Americans were unjustly tried. They had fixed juries and all. I'm all for that. Go dig up all that dirt and find people and prosecute them for doing that. But to get out here and tell all, black kids growing up that all of America is racist and you're oppressed and everything because of the color of your skin, and the cops are always going to hunt you down for the color of your skin, that's all lies. It's all fucking lies. And most of you out there spewing it are being paid to spew it. And you people out there in the streets believing it and carrying water for these assholes, you better wake up and ask yourself what the fuck you're doing. Why you're out there carrying water for these fucking morons. All right, wish you all the best out there. God bless. You better wake up. You better friggin' wake up, because these people are getting in your minds every way, shape, and form. All they care about is manipulating you and using you to get what they want for their own advantage, their own political careers, their own pocketbooks, and that's it. That's all they give a shit about. They ain't gonna create no jobs. They ain't gonna do nothing for you. They're gonna tell you, here's a few bucks every month. Go buy your weed, you fucking morons. Wish you all the best out there. God bless.